Hello everybody. Brian here at quantlabs.net, December 15th, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's go into what we're seeing here. Okay, here on Yahoo Finance, you're seeing lots of red. Gold is down. That's a red flag in a huge way. Silver is down in a huge way. As I said, all the markets are down. As you know, I do the crypto, and this one right here for Bitcoin's false. This is probably true. The Crypto 200, CMC Crypto 200 is probably true. Crypto's kind of not doing too good today, but I'll go over that maybe in another video. So before I get started, we're at a critical point. We've got the inflation numbers coming in. We're just about to do half an hour away to see what the Federal Reserve will do. We are in a really serious situation, and this has been down since the last few days. I think the Fed may be running out of bullets, but I'll explain that, but not here on the overlords that AI listening to what I say. So tonight I'll be doing a webinar on this on Telegram. If you want to know more about that, always check up on our events. Quantlabs.net/blog events right there. Again, quantlabs.net/blog/events. So tonight, I haven't even announced it yet, but we will be doing an event tonight on our Telegram, and hopefully you know where to go there. All right, so let's get on with the story. What is going on in the markets? The markets have been very flat. These are the U.S. You can see this since last month. It's similar to crypto as well. Very little growth for the last month, so it's like it's hitting an upper range and can't go farther. Some of these currencies are doing okay with a rally. You can see a slight rally here. Pound in the New Zealand, pound in the Australian dollar. I want to say pound, British pound. Pound and the CHF, the Swiss franc, flat. U.S. Canada is rallying. I'm going to take that's oil. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This is where I get concerned. Okay, I've shown multiple times where the currency's at, so I'm not going to look at the monthly view. But traditionally, people would think that you should put money into gold and silver. That is a joke. Here's the monthly chart for gold and Australia. You can see it spike. It's a safe bet, without a doubt. Okay, but the performance over let's say the last year has been not exactly good. I mean, considering things are dropping or just really bad, not looking great, gold should be spiking a lot higher. I'll show you one where it's showing, and there's alternative places to go that people I don't think are thinking about. So we have gold in Canada, gold in New Zealand, dollar. Again, I keep saying, if the U.S. dollar was so strong, why am I not seeing it in U.S. dollar here? You're not, because of their national debt. So here you can see the mean reverting range bound with this instrument here, monthly chart. Okay, now again, this is gold in New Zealand dollar. I'm trying to bring up here. So let's say in the last year, you're going from 2250 to 22,617. So 2200 since April. It's an okay return. Crypto has done way better, but crypto's now at a critical stage as well. So now let's look at silver in Australian dollar. It's flat, been declining here since November 17th. This should not happen. This should be going up, but it's declining. I think it's due to suppression of trading desks. And this is paper. This is not physical gold as well. That's another problem. So here you can see it's been fairly choppy on a monthly basis. This should have gone up immensely. I mean, it did in the crisis, but it just doesn't look right. You think especially silver, let's say, and the Swiss franc. Okay, here it is, monthly chart, very flat, very low performance, and we've been in a way more critical economic situation, and look where it's been, just not performing. Hong Kong dollar, maybe that's better. Okay, monthly view again, same pattern. So it doesn't matter which currency. I mean, if people are going to argue which currency is better to hold in silver or gold, I think you're talking maybe kind of like pennies, you know. And as I keep saying, the charts don't lie. So the Australian dollar versus, let's say, anything in Japanese yen has been stable, but there's been no real performance. It's been very, very range bound. You can see here it's decline short term. The markets have done fairly well wherever you are. In the last video I did on this topic, it looked like Taiwan was really good. But here, this is the monthly view on typical Australian, Japan. No real big decline as I showed in other currencies. I mean, look how subpar the performance is for the Euro 50. So I mean, you're getting some return, but you're not getting the best return at all. Anyways, let me just pull up this chart, see if that'll come up. So I'm gonna try. Okay, so one surprise I found was the Euro British pound. Let's see here, what's going on. Okay, so Euro Hong Kong dollar declining. See, oh, here we go. So here's the Euro British pound. It's been flat, and that's what it's been for a long time for a lot of the currencies. But here's what I find interesting with the British pound. It's the same as the Japanese yen. There's no solid decline. I mean, it's been stable, and that's okay. For performance, that's okay. But I think moving forward, as I said, there's no US dollar. So my prediction says if you're a currency guy or person, maybe you might be better to move things into the British pound, because considering what they've gone through with the Brexit, the pound's done okay. It's stable, has not declined. So this might be a good little currency, well, not little, but a currency to hold, because as I said, the euro's just been clobbered. You don't see a lot of euro here. You do see euro, and I do think that the British pound might be the better one, or the Japanese yen. The Swiss franc, I don't know, it's been solid decline wherever I look. The other ones that you think would be performing really well is New Zealand or Australia. Well, we know about that with the military style of handling what's been going on over the last little while. So I think that's killing off not just the economy, but the credibility of those dollars, those currencies. The other place, here's our first US dollar. So this is your typical thing. Everyone goes, US dollar's rising. It's not rising because it's rising for fundamental reasons. It's rising because it's one of the, well, it is the world's currency reserve, but it's only rising because of that. But when you look at the Euro US dollar, it's been declining here, and then when you look at the monthly again, and I keep repeating the same pattern. Okay, it's hit its peak somewhere in around 2007-8, and I've been in solid decline since. And that's the largest currency pair in the world to be traded. So that's your, if that's all you're trading, your dollar, namely here in the US dollar, is losing its value on a world currency level. As opposed to here, a great example is the euro against the rand. That overall, the rand, South African rand has been going up. So as crazy as that sounds, the charts don't lie. You can see it right here. Okay, the charts don't lie. You know, Turkish lira I could show. Well, let me show you there. Here's the U.S. dollar and the Turkish lira, and look at that. Just like yesterday, a few days ago, it looked like it was flattening out. It's still on. Okay, but if you look at the daily, The euro Turkish lira is a little better, but this is probably the biggest trade right now, even though it's unfortunate for the Turks, but whatever. It's capitalism. You can see the big spike here on a daily basis. We'll come back to that in a minute. The Deutsche 10-year, as I said, overall with the euro zone, it's just not been actually it's not been too bad, stable for Germany, but again, it's very small potatoes, like 120 to 180 since, let's say, 10 years, like over the last 11 years. This is an interesting one I like as well. India, I think, looks flat, but again, monthly view, look at that. It's been slowing down, but that's been across most exchanges. Same with the Japan. This one's not as good as well. This is a Japan 220. This has been flat for a while, so it's not the best performing stock index in the world. Singapore decline, not a great currency. As you can see here on a monthly basis, it's been solid decline. I think it's just because of their debt, and I've already talked about that. This one has been very flat for the last month. So again, this is all due to the Fed, inflation, and just the growing debt and concern about the U.S. that we know about. Let's pull up USD Thailand. This is another interesting one to get into. Let me see here. Okay, I'll clear that out. Start again. There we go. So there's the Thai baht. It's been flat, but lately it's been kind of rallying a bit, but you can see the decline here. But this is one I would definitely keep an eye out on. S&P 500, flat, declining, choppy. Really tough to want to participate in that. But you can see the pullbacks here have started. That's because, again, credibility of the U.S., its debt situation. Even on the top 30 stocks here on a monthly basis, same thing. So it's getting flat for the last few months. Now with the Asian, USD Hong Kong dollar, nice rally. So Hong Kong's looking okay. In this case, you can see that big rally there. We might be entering in the same parabolic as in 2017. That might be a really good one to be part of. Same with the Rand. So there are good currencies out there. There's not going to be, like here, this rally since October 24th. This is hot capital. This is where the capital is flowing to as investment. This is like watching where you're not going to get this news anywhere else, even outside of CNBC, Bloomberg, because they're so U.S. centric, right? So now let's talk about this one. So let's say the world blows up, right? And we can go into agriculture. You can see how it's very flat here since early November. Here's the inflation talk, sorta. But monthly view is really good. You can see that there was inflation kicking in. Again, corn, okay, and that was up until here, April 2021. Decline, now it's starting to flatten out. I think it's going to start to pick up again. As I said, gold, silver, true. These are hard products. This is what people need no matter what. It's a basic necessity for humans. This will continue to go up. And I hate saying it, but you can benefit from the inflation trade with food and agriculture products. So corn's the first one there. So that's why I think agriculture is something you should look at. Again, here's the let's say Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. These are the two supposed safe haven of the big six currency pairs, and look how flat it's been. Again, monthly view, been flat, no performance. Again, it's similar to the pound. It's stable, but if you want performance, you know where to go. And again, one place to go is the South African rand. Don't ask me. Well, it would make sense when you think about it. But again, normally here you'd see, here's one that I did cover, is the Scandinavian countries as well, because they got a cleaner, more responsible financial sheet as a country. Slight rally here, again, since November. So here for the month, very choppy but trending up. Again, you're not getting that with any of the larger currencies. So we came to here. So again, the pound, definitely better, I would think, than the U.S. dollar long term. But you're definitely not going to have to worry about your dollar losing its value. It looks like long term. Versus, I mean, you won't worry so much about. Let's say you live in Japan, you live in Britain, and you're holding in British pound. The decline is not going to be that great because it's been stable for a while, whereas the U.S. dollar just seems to be declining. Nobody wants to hold it. Okay, let's look at copper base industrial metal. I think if there's a financial meltdown, obviously, and it has been impacted globally by manufacturing because of this wonderful virus that we've had. But funny enough, when you look at this rally earlier in the year, again, inflation, which is what kicked this in, this was because of China was starting to open up. And a lot of obviously the big manufacturing is done in China and throughout Asia. That's why that's happened. Australia's a big copper producer. That's why I think the currency's done fairly well for Australia up to a point. But this is definitely a China virus / manufacturing trade. Right here, it's been flat, slightly declining. Canada and Japanese yen, well, probably be stable. Yeah, so actually it's declining. And again, you're not seeing a lot of holdings, which it used to be in Canada. Well, the only one is the USD Canada, which I do think we will see. NASDAQ again, really it's just gonna flat out, right? Brent crude, like it is, it's declining, and we're in winter. We should be seeing that move up. Again, that's because of I believe the virus, whatever variant of the month is, but it is affecting manufacturing. As I said, I've read that some of the big manufacturing areas of China have shut down because of it. USD Japan, very flat, but again, stable. Definitely not, I cannot say that with the Franc. You would think that would be doing well, but you can see that big decline here, and this is going all the way back to 2001. Decline, flat, no performance. Why hold that? Sweden's done fairly well up until here of early December and gone flat. And that's USD Swedish. Mexico, same. Well, actually, you can see the decline there. Sometimes Mexico can be a big surprise. See that increase or rally a little bit since around 2013. Let's take a look at the Swedish as well in the monthly. Very choppy, very kind of flat, except that slight rally here, 2017-19. Now again, we talked about the Canadian gold in Canada, very flat. So we've already talked about gold enough, but this is the very, very, very important, metric out of all of them. This is the mother lode. Gold silver ratio. You can see here since November 22nd, it's starting to rally, and that was that last year? So, from what I'm seeing, November 22nd, yeah, so that's this year, it's been rallying, okay? It looks like it's going to short a little bit, but I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on these harmonic scans. But what matters is this is very, very accurate when it coincides with the financial crisis 10 years ago, or the wonderful virus, the global sickness. You can see here it's starting to rally. That's because inflation's kicking in. The fundamentals are working against the Fed, basically. Euro, that shouldn't be happening. Silver and euro should not be declining. It should be at least stable. But euro is not doing too good. Again, same thing, credibility. Again, November 14th, decline. It's been declined since November 14th. Whereas, actually it's in Japan, yen is the same. But we've already talked about these, so I mean, move on. Australia, not that convincing either in terms of performance. I think they're just suffering over the last few months because of how they're handling the situation. Now, let's talk about China. China is an interesting one. I think China, I'm not going to say is on its way back, but it's definitely starting to perform a little better since you can see here beginning of December declining again. But this is the China 50. So there's been a decline here, but it's rallying up. If you catch these pivot points here, so we're talking now been flat February 2021, appears to be coming out of this pivot point reversal in the summer. It's starting to rally now, so that might be an interesting one to watch. I think that's also tied in with the Hong Kong as well. 1 month here for the euro looks okay, not as strong as the other ones. The euro 50, but it's been flat. The Australian dollar, I think we've already talked about this. It's peaked here, December 3rd, 4th, decline, and then it looks like it's going flat monthly basis. That same pattern peaks here differently because they handled it better in Australia. The currency, with the financial crisis, big drop, obviously, started to rally up, but not performing compared to other currencies I'm showing you. This is an interesting one. The euro, British pound, that rally there. 1 month again. I'd rather be holding something like the British pound as a major currency, just because it's not declining as much as I've shown you with the euro US dollar, which is a solid decline. You're not seeing that here with the euro British pound. So that tells you for stability, I would rather keep that, and that's since 2009. Yes, it did go down here between 2013 15. I believe that's just all the talk about the Brexit. It's come back and it's been stable. Okay, so I would hold that currency over any other currency that I've seen so far, because they're out of euro, and I think they're going to start signing up some big deals with Australia, New Zealand, Canada. I can't remember the name of the economic zone, but it'll be one of the biggest out there, and politically they vote the same way as well. Okay, this is another really good currency, Hungary. Little rally there over the last little bit, but monthly again, look at this, nice solid rally up. That's a really good one to look at. So again, that's euro Hungary. You compare that to again, euro in Japan yen, it's been solid decline. So daily, really no performance. Monthly here, it's flat and stable. That's the yen. I just showed you euro Hungary. It's been trending. But let's look at Norway. Norway's been doing okay. It's been rallying as well. Again, but this is an oil trade here. So you can see here, it's been steadily stable and trending, but lately, as of January here, January peaked here March 2020 and been declined since. Is that a oil trade? I don't know. But here's another interesting one. You think that a lot of the Eastern European countries doing well. Poland, not so much. Very volatile on a monthly. Again, euro and Poland. So you want my opinion? I'd rather take the Hungary currency. Again, here's euro in Sweden. It's been stable, but what we're about is we want to get return. Okay, we want our return. So you can see the big decline here after the peak here in 2008, which makes sense. Been rallying and somewhat stable, but again, it's Hungary, dude. In Europe, that's my country. And just to remind you, this is the euro USD. Okay, compared to all the other ones, including even the British pound. This was flat. Euro British pound was generally flat. But you see, I'm just bringing this up just to show you that the US dollar is declining with the euro USD. You cannot hide that. That is the general consensus. Now, this is the interesting thing about Singapore, declining as well. Not so bad, but that's debt. It's been declining since. That's just the GDP to overall national debt is pretty high in Singapore. And obviously, you can see that in the overall currency. So again, here's the Euro Rand, South African Rand, choppy a little bit, but it's trending. Just highlighting what I'm seeing. Again, we've seen a lot of this. Okay, let's look at Netherlands. This is an interesting. I used to see a lot of France. I don't see France anymore as a stock performer. I don't see France anymore. I don't know what's going on there. And again, I always tell people, always check the performance of that steepness of the curve. That's pretty good actually, compared to the U.S. But I think Taiwan was even steeper, despite it's been flat for the last few months. I mean, Taiwan's got a lot of potential, but look at the Singapore 30. It's been not so strong either. Again, look at that. This should be rallying, but it's just been flat. Singapore is just not a great place to be right now. Excuse me. Outside to live, maybe because it's tax free and it's got a really good world-class lifestyle, but performance-wise, not so good. Okay, let's look at the UK 10-year bond. Now, again, what you saw with the U.S., it was declining, but this has been stable. Again, this is short-term. You are getting some trending up, but again, I'd be staying out of all treasury, all bonds right now. Just not a good place to go. And look at the performance of the British pound, or the British 100. So it's been really tough to watch. But let's look at the monthly. Been kind of performing flat, not that great. Now let's look at China. This is USD China Yuan, very flat, really no performance. Monthly, really been in solid decline, so stay away. Unfortunately, here's a 2-year bond decline. Monthly view been going up. That's because of the rally of the U.S. markets. Now it's starting to flatten out. It's starting to decline now because of the debt. The inflation is getting out of control in the U.S. Let's check out the 5-year. Will it be the same story? It'll be a little better because it's more long term, but same story with the 5-year, 10-year. Just not a great investment, and it's just no different than in the Treasury. So all things U.S. don't look that good. Now I've talked about the USD oil, USD Canada rallying pretty good. Again, oil trade as well, been very flat, not the best. USD Czech flat. And again, it's similar to Poland, yeah, but I would rather be in Hungary. I'm just looking for anything I haven't seen before. Let me just make sure. USD Mexico peaked here in November 24th, 5th, declined since. Monthly view. Slight rally, it's looking pretty good, so Mexico's not doing too bad. Okay, now we're getting into the WTI oil. How's that been? Solid decline, okay? It's been rallying. You can see that big decline, a positive month here. It really comes down to what's going on with our wonderful global sickness. Here with the Brent crude, is it the same? Let's see, it's been declining as well. Monthly view, same thing as WTI. Okay, so here we talk about food again. I think food is in a classic, and this is wheat, decline here. It might be in a reversal, okay, right here. It's been performing not bad, not great, not bad, but around, there you go, 470 roughly, up to here, $7. That's just in the last few months, okay? So I think if things get crazy and the world blows up financially, with all currencies, the markets, the bonds, what do we have left? Food. Agriculture is going to skyrocket. Precious metals might skyrocket as well. But as I've shown you, that doesn't seem to be performing as it should. And we looked at corn. CHF, we talked about that. Yeah, the Turkish lira, we've already done that. Okay, now we're getting into the good. Let me show you Another agricultural product is sugar. I think sugar, out of all the food production, that will be the best one. So we've been in decline, very flat, I should say, short term, weekly, solid run up. Started here in February, and it's gone flat a bit. But I do think sugar will be the big winner out of all this if things go bad. You can see here all these big run ups here. We have July at 13 cents all the way up to 35 cents in a short period of time. We see that increase here, but I think sugar will be the better one out of all of them, and it's at the last instrument here I'm going to look at. But right here, if you want, join the daily newsletter, quantlabs.net/contact. Also keep your eyes out, as I said, on the events, quantlabs.net/blog/event. We will have one for interactive brokers. I'm looking at that to get into. I think that might be the better broker to be part of, because it's diverse in the asset classes out there, and using obviously MotiveWave because it's the better platform versus the Trader Workstation. Other than that, thanks for watching. Have a good day.